Okay, I feel a little silly, and you all probably caught this mistake far faster than what I did. But I've made 30 bookmarks, and thankfully I've only put magnets on 4 of them before I realized my mistake. I'm gonna have to go through and redo these bookmarks. This is the first time that I have tried to make magnetic bookmarks out of the same file as my regular rectangular bookmarks. And I didn't think about one side of the bookmark being upside down by not separating the design and flipping it. So I need to go back into my file and split this design in half and flip the other side of it and remake all of these bookmarks. Because every single one of them has one side that's upside down. Oopsie. So these will officially go into the B grade bin. So I'm going to stop this video right now and get caught back up and reprint a ton of these. Mistakes in small business, am I right? At least this one wasn't too costly of one. All right, let me go fix my mistake. Hello everyone, and welcome back to another studio vlog. Today is, well, it's monthly bookmark time, and that is what we're working on today. I have 3 bookmarks that I release usually the 25th of every month. I'm a little late on this month's release because I've had a lot of things going on, but they will be released by the end of the day tomorrow, which will be October 28th. So I'm a few days late on these, but they will be released tomorrow. But we need to get them made first, which is why they were not released yesterday. I actually was not home as long as I thought I was going to be this weekend, so I didn't end up having time to get them done. I'm gonna apologize. I'm pretty tired today. It's a really gloomy day. It's been raining non-stop since about 7 o'clock last night, and it is just dreary, and it's got me tired, and it's chilly, and all I want to do is snuggle up with a blanket and a cup of hot cocoa and watch some Hallmark movies. So that's the kind of mood that I'm in today, but I need to get these done, and I also promised that I would make a video on these, so that's what we are doing. So just settle in for some cozy vibes, and let's get all of these printed and get them cut out and get them laminated, and yeah, that's the plan for today. So right now I'm getting the first set of bookmarks onto the mats. That way it's a pretty quick process going through and getting everything cut out. It'll just be bam, bam, bam. And then I will be able to go ahead and get the design put in for the second set of bookmarks. With doing my logo on the back of these bookmarks. It takes me a little bit longer to get everything set up in Cricut than what it used to take. Like whenever I was keeping the back just a complementary color to the bookmarks, I would have these ready to go in just a couple minutes. They take just a little bit longer now. It's not too bad. Just a little bit longer. Like going through and finding a color to match up to it and then making sure that my logo is center and it's the right size, and it just takes me a minute. So once this final sheet finishes, I will go ahead and get these cut out and then work on the second bookmark. The goal is to make about 30 of each bookmark to go ahead and have in stock. And then I shouldn't have to worry about bookmarks for a little while. At least not with these. November's bookmarks, I think I have decided on what I'm doing for November's bookmark. If you've been following for a while, you know that I have been trying to do the monthly birth flower in one of my bookmarks for each month. October, I failed at that. I just was really lacking in a little bit of motivation when it came to marigolds. And I did not get it done. I did not end up adding marigolds to any of my bookmarks for the month. So I think I've decided for November's bookmarks, I am actually going to do a bookmark of marigolds, and then I'm going to do November's birth flower on a bookmark, and I'm going to do December's birth flower on a bookmark, and go ahead and knock all three out in 1 month. That way for December's bookmarks, I can concentrate on nothing but Christmas. So that is my tentative plan. We will see if inspiration keeps going that far, but I started some sketches the other day and I'm pretty happy with how they're going. And I promised that I was not going to do like another fall themed vlog after this one unless I went through and made more from this collection. I started videoing making the magnetic bookmarks to go with this collection, and I made a boo-boo. The pattern that I created is all one directional, and I went through and printed off 30 magnetic bookmarks, and whenever I went to go fold them, it dawned on me that the back side of the bookmark would be upside down with the pattern the way that it was. I could go through and fix that. I could go through and rework my pattern in Procreate and be able to do the magnetic bookmarks, but quite honestly I don't really have a whole lot of time for that right now. So I think that's something that I will work with later on, maybe for next fall to bring back. But we're at the end of October already, and I really need to move on to Christmas products. So I think that is something that I'm going to put on the back burner for now. But lesson learned, if I want to do magnetic bookmarks, I need to make sure that my patterns are not one directional. So if you are looking to do magnetic bookmarks like what I was planning to do, just let that be a lesson to you too, so that you don't waste time and material before you realize the mistake that you made. I might put that clip in anyway, just because it's real and it's a learning moment, and I feel really stupid. I really do. I want to bang my head like, how did I not realize this? And how did it take me so long into the making process to see it? Like, I had quite a bit of the bookmarks folded. I even had 4 of them with magnets on them before I realized my mistake. So I will be keeping those bookmarks to put in my B grade bin, and whenever I do like a second sale or a B grade sale, then those will be included in that sale. But yeah, it was a big mistake and one I'm a little bit embarrassed about, but it is what it is. So just let that be a lesson to you. If you've been around for the last couple of vlogs, and you know that I've been working really hard with patterns and trying to learn how to create seamless patterns and try to create like repeating patterns, and it's been fun to study this, and I can see where it's going to be very, very beneficial in my business. But the pattern, like, I was so excited to do just rectangular magnetic bookmarks and be able to do my patterns as bookmarks, and I had 2 of them that I was going to do, but both of these patterns are the same thing. They're all one directional. So whenever I print them for magnetic bookmarks and fold them in half, it would be the same thing. One side would be back or would be upside down, and that's not what I'm going for. So down the line, I hope to rework those patterns a little bit and then be able to produce those as magnetic bookmarks also. But the next pattern that I create, I will definitely be doing a template for multi-directional and one directional, depending on what I want to do with those patterns. And I know that if I'm wanting to do like clothing and tote bags and things like that with my patterns eventually, that I need to get better at multi-directional. It was just something that I hadn't thought about with this particular pattern. The good thing is I have each of my little elements already saved in Procreate by themselves. So it will be easy enough for me to go back through and rework this stuff and create a multi-directional pattern. As I said though, I just don't have time to do that right now. It's probably going to be what I use to practice doing that later on whenever I have a little bit more time. I don't have that. I don't have that right now. So there's my mistake for the week. If you've been following me for a while, you know that I almost always make at least one mistake per week, and that was my mistake this week. But I'm going to breathe and work through it, and I'm not mad at myself over it because it's a learning moment. For every mistake, I try to learn a little bit from it, and that was one of them. Okay, I need to go ahead and start getting these cut out because I'm out of mats that don't have glitter all over them. And then get this last one put on and get the laminator heated up and move on. So let's do it. My laminator smells very strong today. If you ever wanted a job where you got to do like all the swirly stuff with your office chair, you know, if you ever got to go into an office as a kid where they had the office chairs that would swirl, you know, you're going to sit there and do circles. And now I get to do that for a living. How cool is that? want to know how many of you have read the book Nocticadia by Carrie Lake, I think. Yes, by Carrie Lake. I really want to know if you've read it and what you would rate it. I just finished it. Well, I finished it last week and I haven't started a new Audible book yet. So it's kind of on my mind. And I was sitting here thinking about it. I didn't rank the book very high. I enjoyed listening to the Audible book, like the audiobook. I really enjoyed the characters and I enjoyed the narrative, but I feel like there is so much that was missing out of that book. Like, I feel like we went from the very beginning to the very end too quickly. I feel like with where our main characters ended at, I don't feel like their relationship was developed enough for them to be as far along, like, as what they were. And then the way the book left off, I thought that this was a standalone book, but I'm not sure that it's a standalone book. So let me know in the comments if you've read it and if you know if this is a standalone book or not. And then I really want to know if you feel the same way, that the character development was just too fast, like the relationship development was too fast, and that maybe there wasn't enough context to get them to where they were at the end of the book. But don't do spoilers. Nobody give any spoilers. I'm curious. I'm curious what you thought of the book, what you rated it as. It was a miss for me, honestly. I won't read it again, and I'm not sure that I would recommend it to a whole lot of people, but maybe I need to, I don't know. I feel like I missed something. Like a lot of something, actually. And maybe I just wasn't paying enough attention to it. I don't know, but I really feel like I missed a lot in that book. So if you have read Carrie Walsh's Nocticadia, please let me know in the comments what your thoughts were on it without giving any spoilers, please. And then I'm trying to, was trying to think of what I was going to read next, but that was where I was sitting at right here, like, man, I should have an audiobook going for this. And I just, Audible was running one of their buy one get one free deals, and I think that they still have that going until October 31st. But I picked out a couple of books. I picked out one personal development book, and then I picked out Heartless Hunter, which I'm really excited for. That one's been on my TBR for a long time, and I keep forgetting to buy it, so I'm going to listen to the audiobook. I've had it on my Kindle Unlimited for a really long time, but it's like buried in my TBR because I have a lot of books for my Kindle Unlimited. Like, I have a very, very long list of books for Kindle Unlimited. So I feel like I'm never going to really get to that one, and the fastest way for me to get to that one is to listen to the audio. So if you have listened to Heartless Hunter, I'm curious, did you love it? Did you hate it? I didn't know that it was a YA book. That's where it was listed at for Audible, but I've been intrigued by this book for a long time, so I'm hoping it's going to be good. But yeah, what are you reading now? What's the last book that you would have rated 5 stars? I would really love to know that. I will read a little bit of everything. I'm not big into horror. I don't like to be scared. I can do a little bit of suspense, but I don't like horror. I am not the biggest romance fan, but going into the Christmas season, I will listen to Christmas romance books. Because, well, I am the type of girl that could sit and watch all of the Hallmark movies over Christmas time and it not bother me, even though they're basically the same storyline and you know how it's going to end. I still love them. There's something about it that just puts me in the Christmas spirit, and I feel the same way about Christmas-themed romance books. Other than that, I'm not a huge romance person unless I need a palate cleanser from a series that I'm finishing, and I'm going to need a palate cleanser very soon, because my physical books that I have been reading I have been reading the Plated Prisoner series, and I am in love with that series. I will go so far as to rank that series up there for me with ACOTAR. I love it. And I didn't think that I would ever rate anything as high as ACOTAR. I say that after saying that I'm not a romance girly. I'm not a pure romance girly. I want the fantasy element too. I'm a romantasy girly. Like there needs to be a lot of intrigue. There needs to be a lot of things that keep me interested in a romance book, and fantasy romance does that. And ACOTAR was like top tier. ACOTAR is what got me back into reading, and I really did not think that I would find another series that rates up there with that for me. And I know a lot of you are going to say read Throne of Glass. I have read Throne of Glass, and I loved Throne of Glass, and it rates up there fairly close, but I like the relationships in ACOTAR better than the relationships in Throne of Glass. I felt closer to those people, those characters. But Throne of Glass is amazing. I keep trying to get my husband to read it because I think he would actually really like it if he would give it a chance. And I think it would be really cool to talk about. There's been a few books that both of us have read together. Like we read the Red Rising series together and absolutely loved it. Both of us read Fairy Tale by Stephen King. He talked me into that one and I loved it. But I have a very hard time getting him to read any of the books that I have purchased for myself, unless I tell him, hey, I bought this for both of us. Like if it's something that I've read a couple years ago whenever I first started reading, he thinks it's just nothing but smut and romance, so he won't read it. And I think he thinks that Throne of Glass is for women and women only, but I have seen many men on TikTok rate Throne of Glass and they have loved it. So I'm trying really hard to get him to read it, and I am going to reread that series probably early next year. Like that might be what I read after the holidays. I think it would be a really good way to go into 2026 is rereading the Throne of Glass series. But let me know what your favorites are. And if you have not read the Plated Prisoner series, oh, you should. It has been so good. I am on book 5 out of 6 and I don't want it to end. I really do not want it to end. I have not let myself get on book talk for the Plated Prisoner series because I don't want any spoilers. But I can't help but feel like my heart's going to be ripped out by these characters that I have grown to love so much. And it's kind of like ACOTAR, where everybody was really hoping that the characters were going to get their own individual books. And that's how I feel about The Wrath and the Plated Prisoner series. I want each of them to have their own books because I love them so much. But we will see. Anyway, that's the end of my book talk for today. Chime in if you're a reader. I would love to know what you're reading and what kind of genre of books you love to read and what recommendations you have for me. Okay, I'm going to finish the secondary lamination for these. I always laminate front and back. And then I'm going to go get some lunch because I'm hungry. Well, good morning and welcome back to another day in the studio. I did not end up getting the bookmarks finished yesterday because I just ended up getting really busy doing a few other things. And with the darker bookmarks, I have found that it's better to let them kind of rest overnight before I put the laminating pouches on them. And because my next two bookmarks are pretty dark, I wanted to go ahead and let this batch sit. I did a batch of these really cute ghost bookmarks yesterday. See him reading in his little cemetery under this creepy tree, and there's bats all around him. I'm calling this one Story Time for Bats because there's bats all around him and he's, well, reading to them. But I did a bunch of these yesterday, and I don't know if the camera will pick this up or not, but there is a lot of marks on almost all of the bookmarks where the ink just hadn't quite dried yet. So that's what made me go ahead and decide to put this aside and move on with a few other things yesterday and then pick the bookmarks back up today. So I'm hoping the laminating process will go a little bit better today, and if not, then I'm gonna have to do some research and figure out why my bookmarks are doing that. It's not doing that on the lighter bookmarks, it's only doing it on the darker ones. So I'm pretty confident it's because I needed to let the paper sit and rest a little bit longer and let the ink dry a little bit longer. So they look great this morning. I'm very happy with every single one of these bookmarks, but I need to get them cut. I need to get them laminated. I need to get them photographed, and I need to get them listed all today. Along with that, I am also in the middle of another side project that has absolutely nothing to do with Outfolded, but I'm on a deadline with that also. So I'm trying to cram a lot into what feels like a very few amount of hours in the day right now. But top priority for the next couple hours is to work on these bookmarks and get them done so that I can get them out to you all. So thank you for being patient this month. As I said, these are late this month and I apologize for that, but I also haven't promoted them a whole lot, so I don't feel like there's a whole lot of people sitting on the edge of their seat waiting on these. And I know that's really bad form to get into, is not sticking to your deadlines, but you got to kind of go with the flow a little bit sometimes, and that's just where I'm at. So I'm going to get my computer fired up, and yeah, we'll get to cutting again. So I made another boo-boo. This video is supposed to already be edited and up. That's what I was supposed to do yesterday, and I got so busy reorganizing a lot of stuff around my house and moving a lot of things around that I never turned the camera on. And I came out here to edit this video that is supposed to go live at 6 p.m. tonight, and I realized I didn't do an ending. So I want to hop on here. First of all, I need to find what I did with my bookmarks so that I could show them all to you. And I just wanted to hop on here, chat for a minute, and go ahead and put an end. Oh, slow down, Hannah. So I wanted to come on here and go ahead and chat for a minute and just put an end to this studio vlog. I think the first thing is the bookmarks are done. Yay. I've been waiting for the sun to come out for a little bit so that I could do product photos. Unfortunately, that is not working in my favor this week. It has been a very, very dreary week. It has rained every single day, and I don't think that's going to change anytime soon, and I really need these bookmarks listed today. I actually have quite a few listings I need to do today. So once I shut the camera off, I'm going to get the photographs done of the bookmarks, the mug, all of the sublimation products that I did in the previous video, and I still have about 5 more products to finish with this like mini launch that will be going live tonight and tomorrow. So I have a lot to do today. So I need to keep this outro as short as possible. So I want to go ahead and show you the bookmarks and then put an end to this vlog so that I can get busy so that you can go and shop these wonderful products that I've made, because I am extremely proud of them. I have worked so hard on all of my fall and Halloween products this year, and comparing what I did last year to what I have done this year, I can definitely see where I've made some improvements and where I'm kind of falling into my own style, which is really exciting. Because if you, like even now, if you ask me what my style is, I don't know. If you ask me what my niche is, I'm still playing with that. Like I'm still trying to figure out exactly who I am and exactly what my business is and who my business represents. Like I'm leaning toward bookish and like cottagecore designs, and I think that's kind of what I'm falling into, just trying to figure out the exact niche that I'm in. I haven't figured that out yet, but seeing all these products come together and seeing the different mini collections that I'm making out of everything and seeing that each collection is very similar and the types of products that I offer is really cool. Like I feel like I'm kind of falling into my own, and that's a pretty cool feeling. So before I sit here and chit chat for 20 minutes, I'm going to get the bookmarks, show them to you one more time, and then I'm gonna sadly say goodbye because I have a very busy day and I cannot continue this tomorrow because, well, tomorrow's Halloween and we got plans. I know I have probably already shown these to you like 6 times, but I'm going to show them to you again because, well, that's the whole reason we're here. All right, here are the 3 bookmarks that are being released for the month of October. We have 2 spooky ones and 1 really sweet pastel-y one. As I said, I think earlier in this vlog, I kind of wish that I would have done another spooky ghost one to go along with these 2 and made them like a really cohesive collection, and then just done this as a standalone, but that's not what I did, and maybe I'll learn from it and my collections for each monthly set of bookmarks will get a little bit more cohesive, but one thing at a time. Anyway, bookmark number 1. Bookmark number 2. This one's got a purple back. That one had a gray back. And bookmark number 3. And his little book says Boo Diaries. The other one says Ghost Stories. This one says Boo Diaries. the few projects that I have left for this whole collection, I'm going to make a sticker and a magnetic bookmark out of him, and a stick mark and a magnetic bookmark out of him. And I'm going to do a sticker sheet with all of these little pumpkins. Those are the final products that I have for my fall and Halloween collections. Once those are done, I am done. I'm not doing another video on these, I don't think, unless that's all I have time for next week. I don't really know what next week's video is going to be. I haven't really planned that far ahead because I've had so much going on this week. I haven't really dived into that yet. We'll see. It might be those products, it might not. I did say 2 more fall videos, so I've allowed myself 1 more if I end up doing 1 more, but we will see. Anyway, I hope you all have a great weekend. I hope you stay safe. I hope you enjoy the Halloween festivities and get to eat your favorite candy guilt-free. And just, yeah, stay safe. Have a good time. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. I apologize if it's kind of scattered and all over the place. I know that I have filmed over multiple days and I honestly don't remember everything that's been filmed, but I will try to piece it together as best as what I can. Thank you so much for sticking with me and all of your positive comments and feedback lately. In the comment section, if you are dressing up for Halloween, what are you going to be? I would love to know what your costume is going to be. I am going as myself because unfortunately our day is jam-packed on Saturday and we will be too late to the Halloween party to actually dress up because we have a church event to go to that is not Halloween related. And that, well, that's a dressier occasion, so maybe we'll be going as church people. That's what our Halloween costumes will be. We'll be churchgoers. Anyway, leave it in the comments. I would love to know what your Halloween costume is going to be, or if you're not dressing up, what your kids are going to be, what your dog is going to be. That's what I should have done. I should have dressed Bella up for Halloween, but I don't think I could get her to wear any kind of clothes. Okay, I have said anyway and enough times. I really do need to end this. So thank you so much for tuning in and dealing with my scatterbrain and the mixture between days, the mistakes. It's been a week. It's been a good week. Like, I'm really happy with these products, but it's definitely been a week of a few mistakes and things not going quite as planned, but well, that's business, that's life, that's the way that it goes. So thank you so much for your support. I hope that you will give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you again next week, even though I have not the slightest clue what I will be filming next week. Anyway, I love you all. Stay safe this weekend. Bye.